Hi, my name's Dan Collins. I'm the founder of the LivingPulse organization. The organization's goal is to bring together a community of spiritual seekers who seek to understand in their minds the connectedness and oneness of all of life in the universe, but also to feel that in their entire being. So as I go forward, I'm going to read some notes here because I think it will be a little easier and make sure I don't miss any points. An obvious question. If there's significant scientific evidence as to the oneness of all life, and this is something we discussed in video number 3, then why is it so hard to feel it? Recent scientific research suggests that a network in the mind called the default mode network may play a significant role. It is a large network of interacting brain regions and is thought to be most active when a person is not focused on a task, but is thinking about relationships with others, remembering the past, or planning for the future, and in general create a narrative about themselves as a stable and separate self. Some researchers have suggested it's the seat of the ego. There is evidence that a default mode network also exists in animals to some degree, and that would suggest it's been an evolutionary construct over the last millions of years. It would help all animals to survive and pass on their genetic material to their progeny. But existence today is very different for us humans, particularly those of us here in Nashville. We no longer struggle with sustaining life, but with finding meaning to life. In many ways, this is attempting to connect with the oneness. However, the default mode network appears to hinder that effort. The default mode network has been noticed. Some research is being done on the default mode network. There was an article by Michael Pollan in the recent Wall Street Journal. And the default mode network has been noticed to be deactivated in certain goal-oriented tasks. It is thought when one focuses intently on a particular task or practice, the default mode network ceases its dominating role. It is no longer what one neuroscientist in the article called the orchestra conductor. Perhaps this is what takes place in experiences that most all of us have had that are called being in the flow state, or being in the zone, or being in the pocket, or what I would like to think is forming a coherent connection to the pulse and vibrations of life in the universe. So that brings us back to the question posed at the start. Why is it so hard to feel connected? The answer seems to be that our minds and brains and the default mode work have evolved to feel disconnected, to feel a separate self, to focus not so much on the present, but on the past and the future. One way to go offline from that part of the mind and feel connected to the present is to fully engage in a task or practice. When I moved to Asheville, North Carolina, this was what I was trying to do. And I sought out guides that could help me do that. And then over time, I realized that maybe a community should be formed to help others utilize the same guides I had found in their activities and their practices. Those guides are Marta Martin, who leads dance activities, River Gurgin, who will lead drum and percussion activities. Matthew Richmond, a professor lecturer at UNC Asheville, will lead the intellectual and discussion part of LivingPulse. Nancy Urich is a yoga and meditation instructor. And last, Tom Boots leads painting activities, group painting activities, to help individuals get out of their thinking head and get into the oneness, the nature, get into the zone, the flow, the pocket, whatever you want to call it. It gets you into feeling a coherent connection, both with the natural world and the life in the universe, but hopefully with the rest of the members of the community. So I look forward to seeing you at the event. The first event for LivingPulse will be this coming Sunday, September 29th, from 4 till 6 p.m. will be the event, and then we'll have some social hour and some modest food to share for maybe another hour. So the event is held at the Timber Hall Event Center, 349 North Turkey Creek Road, Leicester, North Carolina, and come out North Turkey Creek Road till you get to the Timber Hall Events Lane. Take a right and come up that dirt road, and there you are. So I look forward to seeing you. I'll have one more discussion tomorrow or in the next few days about what the actual event will be and all the different details of the event. So if this speaks to you, please join us. Thank you. Bye now.